I'm going to be talking to you today. What's your name?
Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. So tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an Alpha Omicron Pi.
Okay.
I'm the new member educator.
That's awesome. So what does a new member educator do?
Well, basically every fall and spring, well, not this year because we're awesome, but so fall we get new members and we have to teach them everything there is to know about AOPI and just make sure that they're not necessarily worthy of being an AOPI, but like follow our principles and things like that.
That's cool. So what made you want to be the new member educator?
I had a rough freshman year, so I wanted to be able to teach girls or show girls compassion and that like it's okay to mess up.
That's awesome. So like does that like have a big leadership in your sorority, or is it like a small role?
It's a big role. It's on our leaders council, which is there's 12 positions in the leaders council, so it's a pretty big role.
So what other positions are there on leader council?
There's president, vice president of administration, vice president of standards, there's treasurer, vice president of chapter development, vice president of communications, secretary. I can't think of all of them.
That's so cool. Like, would you want to maybe take on a bigger position next year, or?
I want to be president.
That's cool. So what would you bring in if you were president?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we kind of lack sisterhood right now, and because certain people because there's cliques and things like that, so I want to kind of try to remove that.
That's awesome. So, like you said that there are cliques, like, is it kind of obvious that there are cliques, or is it more...
I mean, from the outside looking in, you wouldn't be able to tell, but, like, obviously, since we're in it, yeah, it's obvious.
So, like, who did you talk to when you were, like, wanting to be a new member educator?
I talked to our old vice president of standards, Shamlin, and then I talked to Brooke Stokes, our old president, and then I also talked to Annie and Lori, who were the old new member educators.
What did they have to say about the position?
I mean, Shamlin kind of said that it was a good place to start because I said that my ultimate goal was to be president, and so it was kind of like, they all kind of said the same thing, that it was a good place to start because I was able to lead a smaller group in the same way that I would with the bigger group.
So you see it as kind of like a stepping stone from like maybe like 40 girls to the entire sorority?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, what made you want to go AOPI?
I mean, I felt like a lot of the girls were very genuine and, like, they didn't really put on a fake face during recruitment. Like, I mean, if they were exhausted, they said they were exhausted. And, I mean, I was too. I'm really sarcastic and laid back, and I felt like they were kind of that way, too.
That's cool. So, like, how was your experience during recruitment? Because you said that you did get tired.
Yeah. It was hot, and I sweat a lot, and it was gross. And I didn't enjoy it. I got lost a lot because I'm directionally challenged.
So did you, like, you recruited this year as well. Which side did you like better? The side trying to get into a sorority, or being in the sorority trying to recruit girls?
Going through.
Why would you say that?
I feel like it's more frustrating being on the other side because you find girls that you really like and that will sit there and tell you that they really like you and your chapter and everything, but they don't always necessarily mean it, and I mean, obviously they can find their home somewhere else too, even though you really like them.
Okay, that's cool. So, you go to Oklahoma State, right? So, what made you want to go to Oklahoma State?
People here were a lot nicer. I was going to go to TCU for the longest time, and people there were very stuck up, and I went to go visit, and I just didn't feel as at home, which was weird because I've gone to football games there since I was like 5 and felt more at home at Oklahoma State than I did there.
So were you grew up in like a TCU home, and really?
Yeah.
How upset were your parents when they found out?
They weren't really. My dad went to TCU, and so he wasn't disappointed whenever I told him. He was surprised just because I had always said that's where I was going to go, and I think part of him was also kind of relieved because it's extremely expensive to go.
So What is your major here at OSU?
Accounting.
Accounting?
Yeah.
But that's fun. My dad was an accounting major.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So, well, it was great talking to you about you being new member ed and like why you chose Oklahoma State, but that's all the time we have right now. So,
Okay.
talk to you soon.
Okay. That sounds good. Thanks.
Bye.